We just got word in from Israel's national security advisor that it wasn't going to start the earliest Friday. This is the hostage prisoner swap. What it would entail is 50 people on Israel's side in exchange for 150 Palestinian prisoners who are in Israel. All of them are women and minors. The deal also includes a 4-day cessation of fighting. Hamas said that Israel is not going to fly its aircraft over the south of Gaza and that it's going to stop flying it for 6 hours a day over the north. This deal is going to be done in batches where hostages are going to be released over this 4-day period, but there is the possibility that it could be extended, says Israel. They said that they could extend it for 10 hostages, additional hostages released each day after this initial 4-day period. It's unclear, though, how many days that would go for. It's also unclear who is going to be part of this deal. Israel released on Wednesday a list of 300 names of Palestinian prisoners who could potentially be part of it. Many of them were teenage boys who had been detained for things like throwing stones or disturbing the public order. On the Israeli side, we know it's going to be women and children. On Wednesday, in an interview with NBC, United States National Security Advisor said that there were at least 3 Americans who were part of this, 2 women and a child. And also, part of this deal is increased humanitarian assistance into Gaza. Hamas said that hundreds of trucks were going to be in Gaza, bringing in fuel, medical supplies, and going to the north of Gaza where the fighting has been the most catastrophic. If this is the case, it would be a stark increase from what has been coming in, sometimes less than 100 trucks a day. But I've spoken to people in Gaza who say that this deal does not benefit them at all. They don't need hundreds of trucks, they need thousands. I spoke to a man whose house was destroyed in the north and he's since moved to the south. He said people don't have water, shelter, or food. They don't have money anymore. He said they're bartering to get basic necessities. Now, as this deal is happening, Israel has ramped up its strikes not only in northern Gaza where it's been concentrating, but all across Gaza. Overnight, there were 17 people killed in the southern city of Khan Yunis. 128 bodies were brought in to a hospital in the middle of Gaza. Now, conflict analysts say that Israel is doing this to ramp up its activities before this 4-day truce, but that it's also potentially doing it to lay the groundwork for after this hostage deal is finished. Israel has said that it is going to continue with the fight. And some analysts I've spoken to have said that Israel hasn't really crippled Hamas's infrastructure that much yet, and that can use this pause right now to regroup and bolster its troops. But meanwhile, the humanitarian situation is becoming more and more catastrophic. The World Health Organization on Wednesday said that there have been nearly 180 hits on its infrastructure since the beginning of the war, and that 27 of 36 hospitals are no longer functioning. Sam Mednick with the Associated Press for CGTN in Jerusalem.